Trump has been deporting hundreds of Asian people to Panama and Costa Rica, and everything about this is sus. We don't know why Trump is targeting so many Asian immigrants, including children. We don't know if he'll continue sending vulnerable immigrants to random countries instead of letting them stay here while applying for asylum as required by US and international law. And we don't know what's next for the people already deported or if they'll be kept safe.
Give me my husband back. Like, I escaped and just took my husband from my house.
Amy Phan's husband, Wee Phan, has been in immigration custody for the last month. The couple has 2 kids, aged 11 and 3.
Oh, no. I'm petrified. If they're going to send him to Vietnam, we'll be happy to just go ahead and leave, because at this point, I'm afraid to stay. I'm afraid to stay in a country that my father fought for.
Asians deported to South Sudan? Yes, that just happened. The Trump administration abruptly sent at least 12 migrants from Myanmar and Vietnam to South Sudan, violating a court order, according to their lawyers. They were sent without interpreters, even though some of them don't speak English well.
This message is for any Asian MAGA out there. We're next. I want to remind you that we are closer to the undocumented immigrants that are being deported right now than we are to them. We have more in common to the undocumented immigrants than we do to them. You remember how quickly MAGA turned on us during COVID, and it didn't matter if you were Chinese, Vietnamese, Korean, Japanese, Filipinos. To them, we were just chinks responsible for the China flu. It is foolish and frankly embarrassing that you think just because you wear the red hat that you're going to be spared when your time comes. This country is never going to be pure enough or white enough, and they are never going to accept you the way that you accept them. They have forgotten that they too have immigrants' blood in them, but let us not forget the crazy, difficult journey our parents, grandparents, great-grandparents took to get here, to escape their country for a chance of a better life. This is not it. Everybody deserves that chance.
What's up, guys? Welcome back to the channel once again. Now, for a long time, many Asian Americans stayed silent about the immigration crackdowns. Even when the Latinos community were hit hard, some believed that coming to America legally will keep them safe. But now things have changed. ICE is brutally detaining and deporting people at a massive scale, and Asian Americans are no longer exempt. The same system they thought wouldn't touch them now coming for them too. As fear grows, many are in tears and are now pleading with Black Americans for help, hoping for solidarity from those who have led civil rights struggle before. So guys, as you can see right now, we are seeing Asian for Trump breaking down in tears and regret as ICE start deporting them massively. These people, they voted for Donald Trump, thinking that Donald Trump will not deport their people, will not be affected with the Donald Trump policy. But right now, we are seeing the majority of their people, they are being deported. Majority of their families members, they are being detained. These people, they have been staying silent whenever Black people and immigrant people and these other races, they are being deported. So right now, they have started, right now the ICE, they are deporting their people. Now they are coming out and asking help from Black people. So kindly guys, I want you to watch this compilation of video, then I'll be back with more comment. I'm your host, Dash Lifestyle. Kindly remember to give a video a thumbs up. All credits goes to the original creator of the video, and this video, it is only for educational purpose.
What's up everyone? Let's talk about why so many Vietnamese immigrants defend the wrong side of America, even though this current political party is clearly in the wrong. It's not just politics. It's trauma, conditioning, and survival mentality. Most of our parents and grandparents came here as refugees. They survived war, communism, dictatorships. In those systems, speaking up could get you locked up or killed. So when they got to America, they were taught and they learned to stay quiet, to be thankful, and do not ask for more. A lot of that American core and "I only love America in my heart" rhetoric, that's not real patriotism. It's fear. Fear that if they criticize the US government, they'll lose the little safety that they have. They're afraid that pushing back might lead to instability, just like where they ran from. This country constantly tells immigrants to be thankful and grateful for what you have or go back to where you came from. So now, many immigrants have to prove their gratitude by staying silent, even when injustice is happening right in front of their eyes. Gratitude becomes a weapon to keep people quiet. They were taught that freedom means you get to live here, but real freedom means you can speak, protest, organize, and criticize for what is right.
It really be your own people, and that is the hardest truth that I had to swallow this year. Vietnamese Americans are the only Asian ethnic group that is majority Republican. And I'm not talking pre-2016 Republican, I'm talking raging Trump supporter Republican. I just had to unfollow this Vietnamese influencer. She's literally not a US citizen. She came to the US like 10 years ago, but she posted a screenshot of her and her family member from and in Vietnam wearing MAGA hats and celebrating over Trump's victory. They are both Vietnamese citizens, not US citizens. So I don't know what's going through their minds here. When I lived in LA, I would go to OC a lot for Viet food, and I saw several Vietnamese for Trump rallies. I will never forget the China virus rally that I saw in 2020. That's obviously a reason why a lot of Viet people are pro-Trump. Trump is very anti-China, and so are Vietnamese Americans. They're anti-China for obvious historical reasons, and also the fact that they're anti-communist because of the Vietnam War and they're from the South. Trump is single-handedly responsible for the over 300% rise in anti-Asian hate crimes in this country. I don't know why Vietnamese people think that racists can distinguish us from Chinese people. Like, we all look the same to them. I also think that legal immigrants tend to be very anti-illegal immigration. I think they feel, oh, because I had to go through this lengthy legal process, they should too. Like, there shouldn't be any shortcuts. That's not fair to me. A lot of Viet people are also Catholic, and we all know that for some reason most Christians only focus on abortion, and that's like the most important thing to them, even though Jesus was a socialist and believed that we should give back and help the poor and other marginalized groups.
So everyone's talking about the black men who are voting for Trump and how disappointed they are in Latinos voting for Trump and they don't understand it. You know what no one's talking about are the Asians voting for Trump. And there are a lot of Asians voting for Trump, which is so weird to me because while he was president, after COVID hit, he said all this racist stuff in connecting Asians to COVID. He called it, I'm not even going to say what he said because it's so racist, but his language caused a rise in hate crimes against Asians, like violent hate crimes. Yet a majority of Asian people are still voting for him. And I do not understand that. I do not. He will give you nothing. And his economic policies are trash.
Under President Trump administration, we used to have the most secure border under President Trump administration. And the world has no war under President Trump administration. Only President Trump has enough love for our children to make education good again.
This is my outfit for today, and if you don't like it, you could leave. Okay, love you.
Of course the media won't show you this.
We will make America wealthy again.
They love Trump in Japan.
We will make America healthy with Bobby again.
With Bobby.
We will make America strong again. We will make America proud again.
Came all the way from Japan for the Trump rally.
Passport is sightseeing, but actually this way we are attending Trump rally. That's my purpose.
Did you know that there's a really strange reason why so many first-generation Chinese immigrants love Trump? And what's really interesting is that Trump's policies aren't exactly pro-Chinese or pro-Chinese immigrants. And yet it was obvious on platforms like WeChat during the 2016 election that Trump was a favorite. And some will even estimate that there's 3 Trump supporters for every Hillary supporter back then. And it's not hard to find a distant cousin or uncle who really loves Trump. In fact, I even had a couple of them in my extended family. And when it came down to it, there's a couple main reasons why Chinese immigrants love Trump. And one of the main reasons was affirmative action, which many Chinese immigrants felt was unfair. You have to remember that many of these individuals came to the United States solely to give their kids a fair chance at college, and some felt that their kids couldn't get into the college that they deserve simply because of their race. In addition to this, some of these Chinese immigrants also supported Trump for his policies on paying less taxes. And again, many of these individuals felt like this policy would benefit them as well as their kids. Basically, many of these Chinese immigrants supported Trump simply because of his policies, which can affect their personal lives. And for many of these Chinese immigrants, whoever made their kids' lives a little bit easier was the candidate that they wanted to vote for.
Asian Americans are more immigrant than the Latino community is immigrant. And yet on this issue, on undocumented immigrants, on H-1B visas, I'm really curious, where do Asian Americans fall?
Asian Americans, what we are is pragmatic. We're not ideological. We just want stuff to work better. And this binary is going to be a loser for us. It's a loser for us. My perspective, the Republicans are not going to take Asian American concerns, like super seriously. And there is a real strain of xenophobia in that crew. And then, and then the Democrats also don't really take us that seriously because we're kind of low on the totem pole and they have like a bit of a hierarchy going. And so my argument to Asian Americans was like, look, this system poorly set up. We're here. We benefited from this country working well. This country is going to work less and less well. So what we have to do is trying to help it work better again. And the way to do that is, again, not from within this two-party system. It's to create our own thing.
I say this to my husband over and over. Filipinos for Trump is the same as roaches for raid. If you look at the Filipinos who are voting for Trump, most of them are older, and most of them, their debate is, I came to the U.S. legally. Like, the only reason why you came to the U.S. legally, Tita, is because you married a man who was 20 years older than you that you met on Friendster or Facebook. If you're offended by that, I'm talking about you.
I want to discuss how Asian Americans voted in last night's election because that was extremely unexpected. 56% of Asian Americans voted for Kamala as opposed to 63% who voted for Biden from 4 years ago. This is honestly quite underperformance because she's half Asian, so I figured more Asians would vote for her, but I guess that's not the case. There's also a large percentage of people that voted third party, so I guess all of those national polls before the race were useless.
We came from China, and in China, Trump is very popular. And
yeah, as someone who came from China, you're seeing communism here now, right, under Kamala Harris?
Yes, we support Trump because in China we call him Dong Wang, which means the king who knows everything. Yeah. So that we support him and let's say 加油 Dong Wang. Okay.
Compared to the overall American voters, first-generation Chinese American voters probably make all the posters feel so blessed because they are all single-issue voters that only care about immigration policy. Republican voters want immigration policy to be strict because they are afraid of the newcomers. Those younger, more skillful Chinese people will come to this land of freedom and steal their jobs. Democrat voters want the immigration policy to be the same or looser, which means the overall environment will be better for them, and their life as first-generation immigrants will be significantly easier. I just like that they never change.
You want to know an Asian influencer's take on the LA ICE raids, mass deportation, and just do it the right way? So I grew up hearing how hard my family worked to come to the US legally. It took literal decades, and I'm very, very lucky to have been born a citizen. I also grew up in the Bay Area where everyone's an immigrant, documented, and that's how I learned from a young age that the system is extremely unfair and broken, and not everyone even has legal options. What I mean by that is immigration rules have always been based on politics. They're made by people who've never had to follow them and strongly favor certain groups while shutting out other ones. So the just do it the right way or wait your turn paths literally don't even exist for a lot of people, even if they wanted to do it the right way. We have to stop pretending that we live in this neutral, ideal world where everyone has a fair shot. You can believe in rules and be proud of the work your family did to get here legally, but also still acknowledge that the rules were not made and are not applied fairly to everyone. You can also still have empathy for people and their families. If you think good riddance when you see hardworking immigrant families being torn apart, detained, put into horrible, inhumane conditions without due process, you're just a bad person. That's all.
Okay, so I had to take down a video yesterday because context is key here. And I was responding to a comment that people weren't clicking on or reading. The comment was asking, how could any minority group vote for Trump? And I have some theories as to how Asians, my community, voted for Trump. Not en masse, not as a majority, certainly not, but some Asians did. And I know that a lot of it has to do with assimilation and proximity to power. I know a lot of it has to do with being a model minority and like separating ourselves from Black and Latino people rather than working together. Growing up in the 80s, we're told that we were the model minority. And that came from a Time magazine cover article that we saw everywhere. It literally said model minorities and pictures of Asian kids. Okay? So that was sort of what we grew up with. Now, my family, Jesus-loving Democrats, did not impose that idea on us that we were better than other races. Certainly not. We never have voted Republican either. My family has always voted for Democrats. But some Asians do see us as being better than Black people and Latino people. Not all Asians. Some Asians believe that, and believe that we are close enough to make up for any differentials in society, and we don't want to be different. Number two is we are susceptible to like culty leaders. If you notice, a lot of cult leaders are actually Asian men. And three, we are down with the patriarchy. So we grew up in a lot of patriarchal societies. And since Trump and Republicanism really represent the patriarchy, I can see how that's a draw. So there's these factors, like assimilation, the model minority, needing a strong culture, like strong culty type leader, like that all makes sense to me. And so I don't think we're immune to those factors. Like, I think that for the majority of us, yes, we voted for Kamala, of course. But a few of us see the proximity as being the only thing that matters. So you say, oh, you're voting against your interests. Well, think about what those interests really are.
Why Chinese Americans support Trump? All right. So the reason is the Democrat administration, Biden administration, lead this country towards socialism and eventually towards communist dictatorship. We came from China. We know this is the way. This is not like people here don't understand what is a communist is. We know communist is what communist is. That's why we support Trump.
This is really interesting because I'm also Chinese American myself. So
you haven't lived in China, I guess.
I did. I grew up in China.
Oh,
I grew up in China till I was 17. I'm from Shanghai. But
Shanghai.
Yeah, I don't want to talk about my opinions because I'm a journalist. So I just want to hear more about your opinions. As immigrants, a lot of people might say that Trump is anti-immigrant or
Trump is not anti-immigrant. It's just against illegal immigrant. Right. It must be lawfully, orderly. That's how the immigrant should be.
Are we having fun yet? Cubans for Trump, baby. Make America Great Again, Part 5. Y'all, it's real wild what's happening with the Supreme Court and how they are removing protected status for over 500,000 Cubans and other immigrants. But it's always been wild, and even wilder during this presidency to see those very immigrants proudly back Trump. But now, realizing, baby, he's coming for you too. Let's talk about it. Because what they thought was they were going to play a game of eeny, meeny, miny, mo and pick and choose some immigrants. But I guess not them. Because, baby, they was cheering loud. And y'all, I've been thinking about this for a long time. How so many immigrants of color come to the United States and quickly align themselves with whiteness. Many looking down on Black Americans, buying into the same tired stereotype that we're lazy, criminals, a burden, dangerous. And baby, they can't wait to use the N-word. They're taught to see us as the problem, or worse, the enemy. But what they don't see, or what they refuse to see, is the real enemy is the systems you're cozying up to the white supremacist structures that they think will protect them. These are the same ones that view all of us as disposable when convenient. And here's the hard truth. The only reason that these immigrant protections even exist, the only reason they had the privilege to come here and build new lives is because of Black civil rights advocacy, period. It was Black Americans who fought, who were hosed down, bled, and died to dismantle unjust laws and push for equality, not just for ourselves, but for everyone that came after us. every opportunity they've had. The right to work, the right to go to school, to stay in this country, rests on the backs of Black struggle and resistance. Yet too many of them forget. Too many ignore history, the very history that gave them access to the very systems that are now turning on them. It's a deep betrayal, not just of us, but of justice itself. And baby, while I feel for them, you were warned. These same immigrants, happy to align themselves with whiteness, vote for politicians who harm them and turn their backs on us. Us, the people whose struggle made it possible for their opportunities. Now when deportations are happening left and right, they're realizing whiteness don't love you either, baby. You've been hoodwinked, bamboozled, and led astray. I don't know how many times I need to say this. There is no protection in aligning yourself with whiteness. There's no protection in turning your back on the very Black folk who paved the way, who fought and bled for the rights you enjoy. Because when things get real, and baby, they get real, you'll find yourself alone. The same white supremacists that they cozied up to, they'll turn on you without hesitation. And here's what's even more heartbreaking. You thought you were protecting yourself by siding with them, by distancing yourself from us, by playing the respectability game. But baby, the game was rigged from the start. You were never meant to win, and you never were going to. And now, as you watch deportations, the removals, the betrayals, as you hide in fear, not knowing if you or your family is next, baby, you're seeing it in real time. The panic is setting in. The illusion, it's shattering. And the truth you tried to ignore is now knocking at your door. As Black Americans, we've always fought for justice, for everyone. We know how it feels to be treated unjustly. But let me be clear, we're done putting ourselves on the line for those who won't even stand with us. This time, you're going to have to figure it out for yourself. Happy Black History 365, and I'll see you next time.
So guys, I hope you have watched that video and you have seen how Asian they are breaking down in tears as I start deporting them. These people, they have been staying silent for all along. Whenever the Black people, they are being deported, whenever the migrant people who they are not in their race, they are being deported in the United States, these people, they have been not talking, they have been staying silent. So right now, we are seeing their people, they have started being deported. We have seen how ICE, they are detaining their family members, how ICE, they are detaining their people. Right now, they are coming out crying and asking help from Black person. So I want you Black person also to give me your thoughts on the comment section. Tell me, what do you think about this Asian right now coming out asking help from Black people, and also how these people, they have started to regret for voting for racism, because these people, they went ahead and vote knowing that the policy, Donald Trump policy, will not affect them, will not affect Asians. Donald Trump policy will only affect Black people, and that's why majority of the Asian people and also the white people, including MAGA people, they voted to punish Black people and immigrant, but they didn't knew that this policy will also come and punish them. So right now we are seeing majority of them, they are regretting. And also we have seen those videos of the family members. We have seen the husband of the husbands, they are being deported. We have seen a lot of things right now. It is happening in the Asian community in the United States. So that's why I keep on telling you that racism is very expensive. Don't ever try again to vote against don't vote racism, because racism, it is very expensive. Don't vote to punish other, because that the same punishment will also come and affect you. So right now they are regretting so much. So kindly guys, I want to read some of the comment here from you guys. You have come out and react towards this video. You have shared your thought. So let me just read some of the comments and see what you guys you have talk on the comment section. And also guys, remember this video, it is only for educational purposes. So this one is saying that racism is expensive and very costly. Yeah, racism, it is very expensive and very costly. So I can tell you that right now we are seeing how the MAGA farmers or the white farmers, they are suffering. Majority of the farmers in the United States, they are going bankrupt simply because these people, they voted for racism. So right now they voted for the illegal immigrant to be deported, and these people, they knew very well the people who are helping the farmers, the white farmers in the farms, they are immigrant people. So these people, they voted so that these people can be deported, thinking that the black people or the black people will come and work in their farms. But it has turned out that the black people, they are not showing up. They are not interested working in the white farms. So because of that, it has left white farmers to go bankruptcy, and also the white farmers, they don't have workers to come and pick the crops in the farm. We have seen a lot of crops in the farms that are rotten because the people, they are not showing up. The people who are helping them, they have been deported, and others, they are not showing up in the farms because of how they fear how ICE it will come to them in the farms. So because of that, we have seen racism, it is expensive. Now the white farmers, they are learning that racism, it is expensive, and also it is costly. It is costly because there is no people who will come and pick the crops in the farms. And if they want to employ people to pick the crops in the farm, they will have to pay them more money, not as usual, not as how they were paying immigrant people. You know, these people, they were taking advantage of immigrant people. So right now, they are now realizing that racism, it is expensive and it is very costly. So we have this one is saying that when my neighbor told me he voted for Trump, I blocked his phone number and have spoken to him since. He's black, and so I am. I am not associating with anyone that vote for a felon over prosecutor, ever. They are dead to me. So this one is saying that it doesn't want to associate with people who voted for DJT. So this one is saying that I have no sympathy. Stupid is a stupid does. So this one is saying that I guess the Japanese didn't learn much from Hiroshima, marching in the street for fascism against just like 1937. So racism over common sense. So this one is saying that Donald Trump don't care about you. I just want your vote. Hey MAGA, you should have listened. So this one is reminding them that Donald Trump, he doesn't care right now about the people who voted for him. What he cares is he's already in the seat, and he doesn't right now, he doesn't need their support. That Donald Trump, he just used them to get in the seat, and right now these people, they are realizing that Donald Trump, he played them. So this one is saying that Donald Trump didn't care about you, just that one I've already. So the truth is that if I had voted for Trump and later realized that my vote was supporting the ICE Gaspar ICE and concentration campus, I'd feel so utterly ashamed. So this one is saying that if he voted for Donald Trump and realized that her vote was to support ICE deporting people, he will be feeling ashamed right now. So this one said that I didn't think the leopard will come for Asian. So you didn't you did it to yourself. So this one is reminding them that you guys, you voted for this administration, and what it is happening, it is because of you guys, you did it yourself. So this one is saying that I am just wondering one thing: when the US government say they are going to deport the brown and all, what were the US born Mexican and Asian thinking? They are only going to deport Americans, Middle Eastern and Indians. So this one, they thought that when the Donald Trump, he was saying that he's going to deport these brown people, they think that it wasn't them, so it was Indians and Eastern. But right now, it has turned out that Donald Trump, he doesn't want any other color in America. He only wants white people. That's why the slogan "Make America Great Again," it is not just making America great again, make America white again. So they want their own country right now. They don't want any other people, any other races in the America. So this one starts saying that Trump has one friend himself. Please remember that. So this one is saying that Trump has only one friend, himself. And please remember, so whatever Donald Trump is doing right now is, we can see even Donald Trump, he parted ways with Elon Musk. So this to tell you that Trump right now, he used these people to get in the seat, but right now he doesn't have a friend. He's for himself. So this one is saying that first they came for the communist, and I didn't not speak out because I was not a communist. Then they came for the socialist, and I didn't not speak out because I was not a socialist. Then they came for the trade unionist, and I didn't speak out because I was not a trade unionist. Then they came for the Jew, and I did not speak out because I was not a Jew. Then they came for me, and there was no one left to speak out for me. So this one is reminding how these people, they have been staying silent for what it has been happening. They came for communist, they came for socialist, they came for unionist. Right now they are for the Asian, and the Asian people, they are speaking because it is our bad thing, it is happening to them. Whenever bad things it is happening to the black people or to these other races, these people, they have been staying quiet. These other races, they have been staying quiet for whatever bad things it has been happening to the black people. But when it is happening to them, they are now coming out and asking help from black people. Now black people, they are really tired about that, and they will not take it anymore. So this one is saying that model migration, baby, they thought they are above racism. So this one is saying that I've been saying this for a decade. Asia need to start supporting our native countries, make Asia great again. So this one is saying that Asia, they need to come back home and start also making their own country great again. So this one is saying that Asian for Trump deserve what they voted for. Complete fools. Yeah. So this one saying that Dean Kane boycott. This one say obviously they forget. So this one is saying that the girl is correct. As a white guy, I have zero clue which is Japanese, Chinese, Vietnam, any of them. You all look exactly the same. I am sorry, but it is true. So these people, the Asian people, they thought they are white, and their color, it is like white. They thought that they will not be affected, but it has turned out that they are now realizing that, oh, they are not white. Nothing can make them to be white. So also them, they are being deported. So this one is saying that hatred and racism is going to destroy America and this world. Jesus Christ will be returning soon. Be ready. The Holy Bible says the beginning of sorrow, read it and have a relationship with Jesus Christ. There's going to be war and rumor of wars. The Holy Bible is the truth. There is only going to be peace and true love. Jesus Christ is the true and light of this world. Believe, repent, and pray. Jesus Christ is love, not hate. Jesus is the way. Yeah, so this one saying that serve the fools right. So this one say, let me say this again. If you don't like them, you ain't one of them. They will gladly take your money and vote. Yeah. So kindly guys, you can also share your thoughts in the comment section. Tell me, what do you think about right now Asian realizing that they were played, and they are regretting for voting for against their own interest, for voting for racism. So kindly guys, thank you so much. Like the video and subscribe if you haven't.